Hello! Today I'm doing a video on highlighting, contouring, and under eye correcting with some of our favorite Mary Kay products. So first things first, I have on foundation primer, which is essential no matter what makeup look you're doing, whether you're just doing a super simple look or you're doing a really advanced look, foundation primer is important because it's going to help to fill in your cracks and crevices and creases, and it's going to help your makeup to last all day, which is awesome. We want that. So I have this all over my face. And then what we're going to use next is our under eye corrector, Mary Kay's under eye corrector, and our concealer brush. It is so amazing. It's part of Mary Kay's new brush line, which are basically all the brushes that I'm going to be using today. So first things first, let's put some of this under our eyes. I just like to put on like 3 or 4 dots underneath of my eyes to help conceal any darkness or discoloration that I have. This is a peach color. It doesn't come in different shades. It's just the perfect shade to correct our underneath discoloration, because on the opposite of the color wheel from purple and blue is that peach tone, so it's perfect to correct under there. So I'm just going to take my concealer brush and then kind of pat that in underneath my eyes. You can go from like the bridge of your nose to underneath your eyebrow. I like to do this before foundation because I just feel like if we're going to be highlighting, I don't want to add highlighter on top of under eye corrector, so I like to do it before my foundation. Super simple, just like that. You guys can already tell a huge difference, I'm sure, in no bags to before when I had my purpley gross bags. Awesome. So next we're going to do our foundation, again using Mary Kay's new foundation brush. This is a beautiful, wonderful brush to use for your foundation. I was totally a Beauty Blender girl before this one came out, but this is amazing. It's so dense and it just applies your liquid foundation flawlessly. So the colors that I'm going to be using are very light and light to medium in our CC cream, because I'm kind of an in-between shade. So I just like to squirt it right on the brush, just like that. I do a squirt of very light and then like a half a squirt of light to medium. And then what I'm going to do is just dab that around my face, just like this. Again, not a professional. This is just what I like to do because I feel like it looks the most flawless. So I just like to dab that all around, really focusing on the central regions of my face, and then you can always blend outward. So then I'm just going to blend that in, blend it down your neck. That's important because otherwise you'll have a big line on your neck and everyone can see where your foundation ends. Okay, so if you want to use a Beauty Blender or some other foundation tool, you can. Don't feel like you have to use a brush to apply your foundation to highlight and contour. I like to do a little bit on my eyelids to help match and blend that in. Awesome. And there's that. Foundation. I'm gonna pull a little bit more down on my neck and then we can get to the fun stuff. So next is our highlighter. This is kind of the majority of what I do on a day-to-day basis. I don't always add in a lot of contouring, but I love to highlight the dark areas of my face, and how you can do that is by using a perfecting concealer. We also have cream to powder. You could use mineral powder. You could use really anything you want to that is a couple shades lighter than your natural skin tone. I love the perfecting concealer because it's very lightweight, but it also shows a lot of highlighting. So we're going to focus on the underneath eye area, just doing some lines. This is not a professional technique. This is just what I like to do. You can do dots or circles or whatever you want to do. But underneath the eyes, down the bridge of your nose, and a little bit on the tip, in between the eyebrows, up the forehead, down here on your chin, and then right here on your cupid's bow, and along your cheekbones. So you can see that this is not professional. This is not like how you have to do it. I'm not a professional. You can totally do it in any form that you want to, but this is how I like to do it. And then how you're going to blend that in is by using a Beauty Blender. I feel like this, I've tried brushes, I've tried concealer brushes, I've tried pretty much everything, but a Beauty Blender works the best. This is our Mary Kay Beauty Blender. It is wet right now. You have to get it wet or it won't work very well. And then what you're going to do from here is literally just dot those babies in. So on the chin, back to the cheeks, underneath the eye area. Underneath the eye area, I like to pull around to the eyelid like this. And then also a little bit around my eyebrow, because again, I don't want like super harsh lines showing where my highlighting and concealing is stopping. Other eye, around the eyebrow, and across the eyelid. And then the nose. Okay, so that's a super quick, simple way to use highlighter or the concealer. It was super simple to do. You can already see that it took me like, I don't know, 30 seconds or something to blend that all in. And you can see where it is, the natural light. The purpose of highlighting is to really bring out where the natural light hits your face. So right here underneath my eyes, you can see are a lot brighter, on my chin, on my cupid's bow, and down my nose and cheekbones, which is why we're highlighting in the first place. So I'm glad that we can already see that it's working. Now, after we do that, it is super important to use some type of setting powder or translucent powder. So I have our Mary Kay translucent powder right here, and I'm just gonna dump some in the lid. And then what I love to do is use our Beauty Blender and really pack it underneath of my eyes. This is gonna help to prevent any creasing or oiliness that is released by putting that product underneath of our eye area. I have naturally oily skin, so I love to do this anyways. So on the Beauty Blender, I'm just gonna pack that in like that, and then press it underneath of my eye area, just like this. Kind of looks funny, but that's okay. Then a little bit more for the other side. Again, packing it onto the Beauty Blender so you can pack it underneath of your eye. Just like that. Okay. Boom, awesome. We're gonna let that sit for a little bit. Again, it's gonna absorb any excess oil and then also to prevent any creasing underneath of our eye area. If you want to, you can also pack it in on the sides of your cheekbones right here. Sometimes I like to do that. And then just make sure you don't forget the other side on that cheekbone too. Okay, cool. Super simple, right? There we go. So we're gonna let that set for a little bit and then get ready to do our contouring. So the contouring that I like to do is using our light to medium bronzing powder. This I feel like just works really well. I have tried other things, I just don't like how it feels on my face. I like having the bronzing powder because you can really determine how much and how dark you're going to use it. And again, I have light skin, so it works well for me. I've even had some darker complexion girls that also like to use this, so you don't just have to be super pale like me to use it. Before we get into that, after you let your setting powder sit for like a minute or so, you could really, normally I do my eyes at this time, yeah. So normally I would be doing like my eyeshadow and my eyebrows, eyeliner, mascara, etc. And then once I'm done with all of that, I would just simply like pat away that excess because you don't want to walk around with translucent powder on your face. Awesome. So just like that. And then for this, I used our all over powder foundation brush, which is again part of the new Mary Kay line. Just like that. You can see me glowing. Perfect. Now to our contouring. So Mary Kay bronzing powder, I'm using our cheek brush, part of the new Mary Kay brush set. And this brush has a little thumb press right there, so you can use it for your regular like blush on top of the apples of your cheekbone, but you can also use it for contouring. So it has a thumb press right there where you can press your thumb. It's dummy proof, I promise. I knew nothing about highlighting and contouring. I just kind of taught myself over the last few months. So you're gonna press your thumb in that thumb press, pinch the brush so it is a flat fan brush, and then just get some bronzing powder on your brush. And you're gonna focus from the top of your ear to the corner of your mouth. Right there is the angle that you want to contour in, and you don't really want to go past the outside of your eyebrow, because otherwise you're gonna look like a Barbie doll where it's like all the way from your lip to your ear, and it will just look super fake. So from the corner of our ear to the corner of our mouth, you're just going to contour just like that. Okay, So you can see that I have my, it's probably a little bit too much, but I just wanted really to be able to show you guys. So on the other side, same thing. No worries, because we can just blend that in. Make sure that you pull it up into your hairline as well. Otherwise, you know, if your hair is like flopping around, you will be able to see where you stopped your contour. Okay, so that's what that looks like. If you want to, you can also do around your forehead. I have a slightly larger than normal forehead, so I love to do around there. And again, working that into your hairline and then kind of pulling it down on your forehead. You don't want it to be noticeable, but you do want it to be seen. Okay, just like that. We're gonna blend that in. Don't worry, I'm not going out in public like this. You can also work it along the sides of your nose if you would like to. So by doing the sides of your nose, it's going to help to narrow the bridge of your nose. If you already have a skinny nose, you probably don't want to do that, but if you feel like you want to narrow it down a little bit, that's a great tool. And you can just simply go on the sides right there and right there. Just like that. It's not super noticeable, but you can tell there's a little bit more definition right there. I normally don't do this because I'm satisfied with how my nose is, unless I'm doing like a really advanced glamour look, then I probably would add it in there. So contouring on the cheek, on the sides of the nose, other cheek as well, and then along the forehead. The forehead I just kind of blend in right away. The cheeks you can always do later. So then I'm going to take our, our powder foundation brush to blend that in. So down the sides of the nose, blend that right away, and then working it in around the forehead again. And then finally blending across the cheekbones. So that you can make this a really like simple day-to-day look if you want some extra definition on your face, or you can glam it up a little bit if you want to do like a night on the town or a date night look. This could really be super versatile depending on what type of eye makeup you add to it and lip color. You can really glam up this look or down. Okay, so you can see that there's some light definition there. I obviously blended that in, but you can still see where it's narrowing my face and narrowing my cheekbones and then bringing out the apples of my cheek right here. So normally I would put blush on top, and then to finish this look, I would obviously finish my eyes. I have no eye makeup on right now, but the last thing that I would do is use our not bronzing powder, our highlighting powder, which is part of our blush cheek duo here. So the cheek color on the apples of the cheek, and then the highlighting I would do on with just my finger. I love to use it right on the bridge of my nose. You can see that nice little shimmer right there on the bridge of my nose. And then I love to add it like right on the upper cheekbones too. Just right there and right there. You can use a brush for this as well, but I just love the precision of using my finger. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you. If you want to, you can take your translucent powder again with your big poofy all over powder brush and just kind of set that all over your face. Translucent powder will again help to reduce any shine and excess oil. Just like that. Then finish your eye makeup if you would want to, or not. You could go out in public just like this. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. A light highlighting and contouring look. You can make it a little bit more glam if you would want to, or you can tone it down too, using really any products that you would like, a few shades lighter than your foundation or a few shades darker. Okay, that's all I have. Thanks for watching.